Hey everybody, welcome back to the craft room. I am so glad that you could join me today. I thought I would share with you my chopped, or kind of like chopped, but with yarn hat from episode number 2. So this will be episode number 3. I have now completed 2 hats for this June challenge of mine of getting, hopefully, fingers crossed, 10 hats completed for the month of June. So that puts me down to needing 40 hats before the 1st of November to donate to a local preschool. So if you remember, and I will try to put a picture up so we can see the yarn that I chose. I had a ball of red. I had a variegated baby yarn, which these are all 4-weight or size 4 yarn. The variegated baby yarn, if I remember correctly without looking in my bag right away. Well, here, I'll just look at my bag and I'll tell you. But I'm not going to show you the hats yet. Okay, I had the red, which was a little bit darker red. It wasn't a red, it was closer on the maroon spectrum. I would say brick red maybe. Okay, the variegated baby yarn was pink, yellow, white, and a mint green color. Then I had a variegated blue, which was a dark blue, a light blue, and a white. And then I had a variegated purple and turquoise, which it was a couple different shades of purple, and then kind of a turquoisey greenish color. Now, I tried a couple of different hat patterns for this. I didn't settle on just one right away, but none of them were working out quite right because my red ball was bigger than the other 3. And if you also remember from that video, I had a little too much yarn. I need about 2 ounces to make a small adult size hat, which my hats come down to the bottom of my earlobes. That's about the right size for the preschoolers. And with my tension and everything with a size 4 yarn, 2 ounces is about what I need. Well, I ended up pulling out 2 3/4, I think, ounces of yarn. Way too much. But I want to let you know that I did get that accomplished, and I think you will be pleasantly surprised with the results. Now, other than the tails that I need to weave in, because I haven't snipped them off, I do still have tails, that way you can see what's left over. The only leftover that I had was this little bit right here. It's a little bit of the pink, or the variegated baby colors. So what I'm going to do with this, and I will share another interesting project with you guys that I'm doing. I am making a yarn ball Christmas ornament. I have a whole bunch of these that I got several years back when I made Christmas ornaments for everybody. And I've decided that I'm just going to take random scraps that are not big enough for anything. And I'm going to stick them down in there. You have to use a pencil or something to get them down in there. And I'm just going to stuff that until that is super full of just the random bits of yarn. And when I cut off tails, that also goes in there. So this will be a unique Christmas ornament to give to someone for Christmas this year. I'll put that back on there. And set it back over here on my desk for any future scraps that might come about. So that's all I had left, with the exception of the tails that are still attached to my hat. Now I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with the results. I did a 4-color spiral with this hat, and it's kind of unique, I must say. I went until I ran out of the other, like the blue, the baby, and the purple, and I still had the red. I had quite a bit of red left. I believe I made a funky little wonky pom-pom like thing and put it on the top to finish up the rest of the red yarn. I believe I chained at 320. So that tells you how much I had left. So here we go. As you can see, I ended right here. It's kind of weird, but I think it turned out pretty cute. And the funky weird pom-pom thing, you can see how it's chains. And I just left a tail, and I took a sewing needle, or a yarn needle, and I just randomly looped it through. I had some trouble. I after I put it on the hat, I kept sitting there and picking at it, because you know how kids are, they're going to pick at stuff, to make sure that there wasn't any loose ends. I found several loose ends, so what I had to do was, thankfully I left enough yarn to solve problems, and I just tied it to the top. I'll show you the inside in just a minute. But I put my yarn needle back through, grabbed that loop, stuck it back through, tied it again, and started picking at it. So there's that, and I will show you the inside. Or the outside, the only tail I have is this one right here, where I ended the baby yarn. And all of the other tails, I've got a few where there were knots, but the rest of them, that of the other yarns that I finished, have been crocheted over on the outside, or you know, for the ends that I finished off, I crocheted over those. So the only tails that I have are from the inside at the top. I have the finished, I have 3 red ones. One of them is from where I started the project, and then 2 from tying on that random pom-pom, and then the other 3 where I started the top of the hat. So there's that. There's the tails that I have, which I will take care of those, obviously. Now, the moment of truth. Is it long enough? There it is. And that's what it looks like on my head. I think it turned out pretty cute. Warning, warning, hat hair, hat hair. Oh well, doesn't matter. So, now it is time to choose the yarn for my next hat. Hopefully it is a little easier than the one I just finished, because I really don't like making pom-poms. Alright, here is my scrap yarn tote. I still have this big mess in the middle. Hopefully I don't grab anything that's attached to this. I really do need to take care of this. If any of you would like to volunteer, I'd be more than happy to let you come take care of my bar from the middle. So, I'm going to close. How I do this is I close my eyes, I pull out random balls out of here, guesstimating approximately how much I have ounce-wise. All of the balls in this basket are less than 2 ounces. So, I mean, anywhere from 1 3/4 down to, you know, maybe an ounce if I'm lucky. So, I have to guesstimate about how much I think I have in my hands, and then I will weigh them with you guys, and we will see how it goes. So, are you ready? Here we go. Dig down to the bottom. I want this one right here. Oh, that one's... Okay, there's one. I'm going to need at least one more, maybe a little... Ooh. How about those 2? Do you think that's enough? It's pretty close. I'm going to say these 2 are going to be enough for a hat. So, not looking. I'm going to set them over here on my scale. I'm going to put my basket down. I'm going to look. That's pretty reasonable. All right. Let's see how many ounces of yarn are there on the scale. Alright, let's turn this on. 210. Alright, it is on, well, it's on pounds, but this blue one weighs, what does it say? 1/2 of an ounce. Uh-oh, we might be in trouble. This green one, 1 5/8. That is 3/8. Yeah, 1 5/8 is like 3 ounces less than what I need for a hat, or 3/8 of an ounce, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it might just be cutting it too close. So I have this green and this blue to make my next kind of like chopped but with yarn hat. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment in the description below, and make sure you subscribe and click that bell so that you don't miss an episode this month. I want to thank you all for joining me, and I will see you right back here in my next video.